Hi, my name is Daniel Schrader, and in this video I'm going to show you how to upgrade your server from Debian 8 to Debian 9. Last weekend, Debian 9, codenamed Stretch, was released and I got very excited. I upgraded my Debian virtual machine, and now I'm going to upgrade my Debian physical server. And I decided to take this opportunity to record a video and show you how I'm going to do it. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to log into my virtual machine and I'm going to shut down the server. Okay, and now I'm going to verify that my virtual machine is not running. The state is shut off. Good, that's what I want. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do before you upgrade your Debian server is you need to ensure that you have a good backup, either a file system backup or an image level backup that you can restore the server from in case the upgrade just does not work for whatever reason. You definitely don't want an unstable system like a partially upgraded system that won't function. So a backup is very important. Now I have backups that run nightly on my server, so I know it's backed up. I have a file system backup and I have an image level backup that I can restore the server from if I have to. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you that this Debian server is running Debian 8 Jessie. So I'm going to cat the Debian version and we see that it's running 8.8. Now 8 is the latest Debian version of the 8 release, so this is the latest Jessie version of Debian. And I'll cat OS release to show you that it is Jessie, right? So Debian GNU Linux 8 Jessie. Okay. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to list any third-party packages. If any third-party software packages are installed on the server, it could cause a problem during the upgrade. So I'm going to check to see if I have any installed on my server. And it looks like this apt-forktracer command is not installed. So I'm going to install it. Okay. Okay, and apt-forktracer, no output, so no third-party packages installed. I don't have to worry about them. Okay, now the next thing I need to do is I need to process any actions that are pending in the Aptitude package manager. Aptitude is not recommended for upgrading Debian releases anymore. It used to be, but it's not anymore. So if you use it, you need to make sure that any actions that are pending in Aptitude have been processed before attempting the upgrade. So I'm going to run Aptitude, and I'm going to press the G key for go, G key again for go. Okay, press return to continue. So whatever operations were pending, they've been executed. So now I'm going to quit Aptitude and move on to ensure that all currently installed software packages have been fully installed. So I'm going to do that by using the DPackage command with the audit flag. Nothing comes up, so I'm good there. Now I need to look for any software packages that are in a hold state and get rid of them before, not get rid of the packages, but change the hold state to the installed state if any packages are in the hold state. So I'm going to use that by using the dpackage command, giving it the get selections option. I'm going to pipe that to grep, and I'm going to look for hold at the end of the line. Nothing comes up, so all my packages are in an installed state and therefore are ready to be upgraded. That's good. Now the next thing I need to do is I need to configure apt, the advanced package tool in Debian, with the Debian 9 software repositories. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to edit the etc apt sources.list file, and I'm going to change every instance of the code name Jessie with stretch in the file. Now if you want to, I recommend backing up your sources.list file. I'm not going to, because I'm confident that I'm not going to have to revert it. But when you're making changes to a configuration file, especially one this important, it's good to make a backup first so that you can quickly back out any changes that you make. Okay, so now apt is configured to download and install packages from the Debian 9 stretch software repositories. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to run the script program to record my shell session. Now what script does is it records the transaction. When I say transactions, I mean a transcript of the shell session. So all commands and output are written to a file for later review. Now this is really useful when upgrading a system because there's going to be a lot of output, and if there are any problems or error messages, they'll easily be missed unless they're written to a file and can be reviewed later. And so this is the command line I'm going to run. So my script started and my log file is in root's home directory, called it upgrade-stretch, and the 1 is for file 1 or step 1, because I'll need to run this again after we reboot. Yes, we are going to reboot, and I'll tell you why. The next thing I need to do is I need to fetch the list of all available packages for Debian 9 stretch. I'm going to do that using apt-get update. Okay, there's no public key available for the following key IDs. I don't think that's a problem. If it is, we'll find out. Now I'm going to verify that I have enough disk space for the upgrade by executing apt-get and giving it this option. And what you'll notice is that this looks like we're calling a Perl module, because we are. The advanced package tool for Debian is written in Perl. Okay, so it looks like the upgrade is going to require 901 megabytes of additional disk space. And there's plenty of disk space available in /var, which I knew already, but it never hurts to check. 2.4 gigabytes of available disk space under /var. So I'm good there. Now, if that failed, and you need to clean up some disk space or reclaim some disk space, you can do that very easily using commands like apt-get autoremove to remove obsolete packages, or you can clean out the apt cache by using apt-get clean, and that'll clean out all the apt cache. Any software packages that were downloaded will be removed. So those are a couple ways that you can reclaim disk space. And I made another video on finding the largest files consuming disk space in your file systems. So you can watch that video and you'll get a really useful command if you need to delete files in order to free up more disk space. So now we're going to actually perform the upgrade. Now we're going to perform a minimal system upgrade. This only upgrades packages that do not require any other packages to be removed or installed. So apt-get upgrade, whoops, apt-get upgrade is what we're going to execute to do that. Okay, and so we have 481 packages upgraded and 200 not upgraded. We need 126 megabytes of archives, and after this operation only 37.8 megabytes of additional disk space will be used. Now remember, we're only upgrading software packages that do not require other software packages to be removed or installed. I'm going to answer yes to that prompt. Okay, so the minimal upgrade completed. Now the next thing that I need to do is I need to upgrade the kernel. So I need to verify the CPU architecture that the kernel was compiled in, or compiled for, and I do that by executing the uname-r command, and I can see that the current Linux kernel, the 3.16 kernel, was compiled for the AMD64 CPU architecture. So this AMD64 is the type of kernel that I need to install. So to upgrade the kernel, I'm going to use apt-get install Linux image AMD64. Okay, the following packages will be upgraded: Linux image AMD64, and the new package that will be installed is a Linux image 4.9 AMD64. So Debian wants me to install the 4.9 Linux kernel. Okay, so the new Linux kernel has been installed, the 4.9 kernel. Now it's time to gracefully reboot the server. The reason why I need to reboot the server is because a new Linux kernel has been installed, and the Linux kernel is loaded into memory. So the only way that the new Linux kernel can be loaded into memory is if the server is rebooted, right? So because the current kernel is in memory, the new kernel cannot replace the current kernel in memory unless the computer reboots. It's that simple. So I'm going to reboot the server by giving it an init6 command. And because this is a physical server, I have another console that I'm watching the boot messages from to make sure the server boots correctly. Unfortunately, you can't see that from my video recording software, so I'll let you know when the server is up and running again. Okay, so it booted very quickly, so I'm going to log in. I'm going to su to root, loading root's environment. verify that I'm on trader-server 1, and what is the kernel that's loaded right now? What do you know? It's a 4.9 kernel that we installed earlier. So the new kernel's been loaded. The system is running with that kernel. Everything's good to go, as far as I can tell. Now we're going to verify that the system is okay by parsing the kernel ring buffer for error messages. No glaring errors here in this output, so looks like the boot went fine, went very smoothly. Now I'm going to verify that all my file systems mounted. /var/home/var/opt/tmp/storage1/storage2. Looks good. All my file systems mounted. Now again, you need to know the file systems on your server to be able to verify that all the file systems mounted correctly at boot time. If you're not very familiar with the server, it's a good idea to execute this df command and save the output somewhere, and then compare that output to the output of df after you reboot the server. Make sure that both outputs match, all the file systems mounted. Okay, so before we perform the distribution upgrade, I'm going to execute my TypeScript command, or my script command, to create another transcript file because the reboot stopped our first one. So now I'm going to initiate a second one, and all I'm going to do is change the file name, upgrade-stretch.2. Okay, so script started, files in root's home folder, or directory. I'm not a Windows guy. Okay, now we need to upgrade all remaining packages on the system. Whether other packages need to be removed or installed, doesn't matter. All the packages that are left on the system are now going to be upgraded. And the command we're going to use is apt-get dist-upgrade. So 318 packages will be newly installed, 9 will be removed, 199 upgraded. 670 megabytes of additional disk space will be used. Going to answer yes to that prompt. Okay, the distribution upgrade is complete, so that's great. At this point, Debian 8 has been fully upgraded to Debian 9. This is fantastic. So my server is on the latest version of Debian, and I can confirm this by concatenating the Debian version file to standard out. It is 9. If I cat etc os release Debian GNU Linux 9 stretch. So now we're done, right? We are. Almost. The next step is important too. It's cleaning up. So cleaning up the system after an upgrade will ensure that future upgrades are cleaner. They go smoother and they're much cleaner. So I'm going to do that by removing obsolete packages using apt-get autoremove. I'm going to answer yes to all the prompts. 121 packages to remove. That's quite a few. 149 megabytes of disk space will be freed. Okay, and now I'm going to purge all of the packages that apt removed. What purging means is that all of the configuration files that belonged to those packages will be removed from the file system. So this ensures that there is no trace of those software packages left on the system. And I'm going to do that by using apt-get -y to answer yes to all prompts, purge, and then I'm going to use command substitution to substitute the output of this command, which is DPackage, a listing of all the packages installed on the system. I'm going to pipe that to awk, and if the line starts with RC, then I want awk to print the second field delimited by white space, and those will be all of the packages to purge. Okay, those software packages have been removed, their configuration files purged from the file system, so there's absolutely no trace of those software packages left on the system. So the server is clean, it's ready for the next upgrade of Debian 10, whenever that will be. Thank you for watching this video. As another note, if you're interested to review the transcript file that we created earlier, you use the scriptreplay command and you pass it the file name of your transcript file, first the time, where the time is stored, and then the actual transcript where the commands and command output was written to. Looks like I didn't pass it the right file names. I need underbar 1. There. Okay, now transcript is actually replaying my earlier shell session in real time.